Hey guys, it's Leo, and this is the third Ask Cinnamon. Thank you so much for sending me more questions so that I'm able to do this kind of video. I really enjoy it, it's really fun. So thank you so much for everybody who sent their questions. Before I start answering some of them, I just want to say that I am going to London in June. So if you are seeing this video, if you watch my channel and you're from London and you want to meet, just send me a message and we can take a walk, we can see different places. I'm very excited to be there. I'm going to arrive in June 11. I'm going to see the Spice Girls on June 13th. I'm so excited. You guys can't believe how excited I am. And soon I'll be there. Anyways, let's start with the questions. Let's start with the questions sent by, I don't know how to pronounce your nickname, I'm sorry. But the question was, which Precure seasons do you think has the best music, songs, transformations, attacks, characters, and storyline? So music. I think that music-wise, like the soundtrack, the soundtrack, the best one was the Sweet soundtrack, I think. I'm gonna go with Sweet. The second one, the songs. Kira Kira had the best songs. It had the best character songs, great opening, great endings. All of the songs were great. We had a great Ganashi song. Do you guys remember that song? Oh my god. Just a quick mention, the Rise song from Cure Honey, top notch. Transformations. I think that I'm going to go with the Star Twinkle transformation. I think it has a special something, you know. I feel like it's a very good season overall concerning transformations. All the four of them are amazing. There's a song, the girls dance. You know, I feel like they really brought the transformations to another level in Star Twinkle. Attacks, I'm going to go with Sweet again. Sweet had a great array of attacks. All the girls had different attacks. They had like individual attacks, duo attacks, trio attacks, and the foursome attack as well. So amazing. Sweet, you get the best in the attack department. In the characters department, I'm gonna go with Kira Kira. It had a great array of characters. They were all very charming. I loved how the season developed them. And it has my favorite, Yukari. So yeah, Kira Kira. And storyline, I think I'm gonna go with Splash Star. It's a very underrated season, and I feel like it had a great storyline with good character development as well. It had Kaoru and Michiru that had great development. There was even a plot twist at the end concerning the villains. I'm gonna go with Splash Star on this one. Now the next question is by Science Project 88. He asked, opinions on the Sailor Starlights? I think they took too much screen time away from poor Sailor Saturn. I completely agree with you there. They were more minor in the manga. Well, the Sailor Starlights, they had amazing designs. I love their designs, like their costumes, their tiara, their transformation was beautiful. The song, like, I can't even decide if I like the Starlights song better or the Outer Sailor's song better. I don't know. Both of them are so epic. I have no idea which one I like better. But I don't know. I don't like them in the anime. I don't like their personalities. I don't like their storylines. The only thing I like is the fact that they change genders when they transform. You like this thing about becoming something else, and I don't know. I like this, this like let's destroy the binary with this, and it was nice, in the anime. But I do prefer them in the manga. They had a minor role and it was better that way. I didn't like their participation in Sailor Stars at all. I don't like that season that much in the anime. I like the little Neherenia arc at the start, but when the Starlights appear, the Starlights come, I don't really enjoy their episodes. I don't like them. I don't know. They don't really bring anything special to me. So I don't really like the Starlights in the anime as well. And as you said, I think that I like their participation more in the manga, like background characters, so yeah, not much to me. Next question is by Stardust Nothing, and The person asked, if you could make your own Precure series, what would you make it about? Like a theme for it, or like the names of the cures you'd make? Well, when we were discussing the possible themes for 2019, I thought about a season that had art as its main theme. And, when I thought about it, I think that it would be a great season. And yes, there is kind of like an art subplot in Star Twinkle, but I would like to see it in a different way. Like, I would like to see, like, cures representing different types of arts. Like, one cure that can represent singing, another one that could represent dancing, another one that represents theater, like the other one represents painting, the other one represents writing. And, I think that would be like my thing. And I think that the only cure I know the name for would be Cure Vogue, that would represent the dancing cure. And she would vogue when she would attack or when she would fight, because voguing is like, I love voguing as a dance technique. Can I call it that? Anyways, I love voguing. So yeah, Cure Vogue would be my pick for this question. And the sixth cure of this season, like the sixth ranger, would be Cure Kabuki. She would represent Kabuki, a very specific type of theater or art or performing art. I don't know, but it would be the sixth cure. Cure Kabuki. She would have like Kabuki arts powers and everything. It would be really nice. And I think that an art season with different cures representing different types of art, it would be very nice. The next question is by Malicia Hopkins, and she asked, how long have you been into the Precure franchise? Did you watch it in a Brazilian dub or with subtitles? Well, I knew about Precure when Splash Star was airing. For the first time I saw Precure. Splash Star was almost over. Precure was never actually dubbed here in Brazil, apart from Glitter Force. The 2 seasons from Glitter Force were dubbed in Portuguese, in Brazilian Portuguese. And I have watched the first Glitter Force season, like the first 5 or 6 episodes in the Brazilian dub, because I was very curious to see it. And honestly, what a disaster. What they did was that they dubbed every single language from Glitter Force in Miami. And I don't know if there are good professionals in Miami concerning the Portuguese language, but it was such a disaster. It was so bad. It was so bad. And apart from the fact that the dubs were not good, the way they brought up the season and they cut special things from Smile Precure, it really hurt me and I didn't enjoy it. So yeah, the only dub I've seen was from the first Glitter Force season. Glitter Force Doki Doki was dubbed in Portuguese, but then it was dubbed here in Brazil with actual professionals, and people say it's better, but I haven't checked it out. I don't know. I just don't like the way Glitter Force works and how they cut things, how they try to change it. I don't know. I just don't enjoy it that much. So I haven't checked it out. And Doki Doki isn't my thing. So I haven't checked it out, so I cannot give an opinion on it. Next question is by Beth F. And she asked, what got you into anime? What was your gateway anime? So I feel like the first anime I have seen when I was a very young kid was probably Fly. I'm not even sure if Fly is the actual name of the show, but it's a show kind of like Dragon Ball with the monkey-tailed guy with a flying cloud. And I remember I was a very young kid and I used to watch it on TV because it aired here in Brazil. But I didn't know that was an anime. I didn't even know what an anime was. And I feel like the first anime I have watched knowing it was an anime was probably Pokemon. Do you guys remember that time when Pokemon aired in Japan, and then there was a specific Porygon episode that led lots of kids to have epilepsy attacks and they had to go to the hospital and everything? That that became news all around the world, I think, because it became news here in Brazil, and I used to read about that. I was like, oh my god, I didn't know a show could do this, and I was so scared about it. But people talked so much about Pokemon, and I was like, guys, aren't you guys afraid of watching Pokemon and, have an epilepsy attack while you watch it? And then I started watching it because I was very curious, and I started loving it. But I remember that every time Pikachu used Thunder Shock, I would close my eyes or I would look away because I was very scared. I was very young at the time, but I think it was the first show that I have watched knowing it was an anime, knowing it was a Japanese cartoon. So it was the first one. And then after that, Sailor Moon came, and then my love for magical girls appeared, and you guys know, I never stopped watching anime after that. Anyways, next question is by Ho Dick, and the question is, do you like and listen to Japanese songs? What is your favorite English songs and Japanese songs? What is your favorite Japanese singer? And yes, I do listen to a lot of Japanese songs, but I have a particular favorite. But before talking about her, I just want to talk about Hello Project, which is a very big group of idols with lots of idol groups inside it, and I've been a fan of Hello Project since like way too long, like 2007. I became a fan of Hello Project in 2007, and until then I've been following the groups, I've been following the idols and everything. I really like idol songs because they're usually very happy, they're usually very uplifting. I really enjoy it. My favorite idol group is Berry Scobo, but nowadays, Berry Scobo is not active anymore. My favorite is Kobushi Factory, but I do enjoy Morning Musume, Anjame, Juice Juice. I've been to a Juice Juice show, they came to Brazil. There's even a video here on the channel for me talking about this experience. It was a gorgeous experience. I loved it, and I had so much fun. And so, Japanese songs, yes, I love Japanese songs. I love Japanese artists like Karakumi, Amuro Namie, Utada Hikaru, but my favorite one is Ayumi Hamasaki. She is probably my favorite artist of all time. I really love her. And, I even have a video here on the channel showing my Ayu collection. And I do have kind of like a big collection of hers. And I really love her. I really love her songs. So if I had to name a few of my favorites, I would say Carols, Surreal, probably Heaven, Reminds Me, Liar. There are so many great IU songs. It's really hard for me to pinpoint. Brillante. It's really hard. Lelio. I know people don't like Lelio, but I love it. And it's really hard to pinpoint some favorites. Flower. IU is amazing. I love IU. Bluebird, Beautiful Fighters. Oh my god, I could go on all day. But English songs, I have lots of favorite artists. So I think my favorite Western artist is Madonna. I really love her, but I've been listening to lots of Ariana Grande since she released the Dangerous Woman album. That's one of my favorite pop albums ever. I love that album so much. And since then, I've been following her very closely. I really like her. I've been to the Dangerous Woman tour. It's an amazing show. I really like Ariana. And if I had to name one favorite song out of my mind right now, it would be Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored. I hate the message of the song, but this song is so good. I can't hide my love for this song because it's really amazing. It's the best Ariana song ever. And I know I'm probably stretching it a little bit with songs like Touch It, which is amazing. Every Time from the Sweetener album, which is also gorgeous. But Break Up With Your Girlfriend is, I just love it. And I would have to name it as one of my favorites. So the next question is by Nia Miaustica. If you somehow became a Kitty Kitty Precure member or a Toku Miu Miu What animal are you most likely going to be based on interests or personality? This is a really hard question because I don't really know how to categorize myself. I would like to be somewhat of a sea creature because I love the sea and I love water. So I would like to be a sea creature. I think that maybe a whale or maybe an RA. I don't know. It's hard. I feel like, yeah, maybe a sea creature would be my pick for this question. It's hard. I don't know. And there's another question. Do that manga is not cheap in Brazil? Do you have libraries that carry manga? They were an amazing source for legit manga reading and without spending a buck. Look, I don't know how things work here, but libraries that are very good public libraries here in Brazil, unfortunately, most of them don't have mangas. I don't know if it's because mangas are very expensive or it's because they're seen as like a dispensable reading and it shouldn't be like a, it shouldn't have an incentive for you to read. I don't know, but there aren't. Unfortunately, that would be a great way of reading and being able to keep on with different mangas, different stories. Because I love reading manga, but it's hard because they're very expensive here in Brazil, and so I can't buy lots of titles I would like to read. Unfortunately, they're very expensive, and they aren't available in public libraries, at least not here in my city. So what can I do? Next question is by Jware Bambao. And the question is, given the chance to become a Precure of choice, what would be your cure name and powers? Which group would you join and how can you help Brazil? Wow, this is so hard. This is such a great question. Well, I think I would love to be a green cure. I don't know what my cure name would be. I have no idea. I have to think about that. I'm sorry. I don't think I would be able to answer that right now. I would love to be called Cure Vogue, but I suck at voguing, so I don't know. Maybe if I transform into a cure, I would be able to vogue a little better. So yeah, I would love to be a cure vogue. Um, which group would you join? That's hard. I think that every cure group has like a great a great idea, but I feel like the Kira Kira group would be the easiest one to join because I feel like in groups like Smile, for example, they're so good friends and they're so closed that it would feel very weird for me to join the group afterwards. I wouldn't feel welcomed. I don't know. I feel like the group is great as it is. Even though Kirakira is great as it is as well, I think it's the easiest group for you to go in and blend because all the girls they're so different from each other. You would fit in no matter which personality you would have. You have every type of girl in Kira Kira. You have more outgoing personalities, you have more daring personalities, you have more contained personalities, you have talented people, you have people that have no special talents. So yeah, I think that Kira Kira would be a great group for you to join in and not feel cast out. And apart from that, they make lots of sweets. So come on, for me, I love sweets, so that would be gorgeous. And how could I help Brazil? Like maybe dethroning the government? Oh, it's hard. I think that I would like to protect LGBT people here in Brazil because we are an endangered minority here. Like there's lots of targeted violence towards us, and that's a very sad thing. So yeah, I think that would be it. I don't know how would I would do that being a cure, but I would try. Next question is by Emma Chrisman. Why is it that in Brazil the price of mangas are expensive? Well, I was talking about that before, and well, I have no idea why they get so expensive here, but like books and magazines and everything, they're expensive here because Brazilian people don't have the habit of reading. If you pick like the latest statistics about reading, you would see that most Brazilian people don't read at all. Like they read their cell phones and that's it. So when you have like a market a very small market. Lots of people don't buy anything, and so you can't invest in it too much because you know there wouldn't be a great return. So I guess that's why mangas are so expensive. And nowadays they're getting way too expensive, and I believe that it's making it even harder for people that like manga to buy them because most of them are at school, they don't work yet, and there are lots of people here in Brazil that have already studied, they're working, they can buy their own things, but usually we have to choose like which manga I'm gonna buy because you can't buy it all. They're way too expensive. Like the Rose of Versailles is coming out here in Brazil right now, and I would love to have it, but they're so expensive. Like I can't buy them. I can't, like, it's so out of my range. Like, okay, yeah, if I wanted, I could, but I would have to sacrifice other things to buy them. And so I would have to sacrifice, for example, the things that I bought, Precure items I bought. So yeah, you have to make choices. So yeah, I think that one of the reasons, I don't understand much of the bigger picture, but I think that one of the reasons is that Brazilian people don't like to read. So the market is very small. The number of people who buy things in books and libraries, it's very small. So it's hard. Next question is by Lil Miss Misan. Have you ever heard of Winx Club? If so, what do you think of it? Yes, I have heard of Winx Club. I have watched some of it and I like it. I liked it. If you tell me to talk, if you ask me to talk about it nowadays, I couldn't because I don't remember most of it. But yeah, I liked it at the time. I think that the character design was beautiful. I liked their transformations. They're all very colorful and bright, and I love it. And Flora was my favorite. She's amazing. And I would like to rewatch it one day. There are so many things to watch, so little time. And I've seen the designs for the latest season, and honestly, I didn't like it. It doesn't look very good. Next question is by MLG Nicia TM. Hello, I'm a huge fan of the magical girl boy genre, and I was wondering how much you like magical boys. I personally love Boebu, but I also love Kore wa Zombie desu ka? Have you seen or heard of this series? It's ecchi, by the way. I have heard of it, and I have seen the main character transforming, but just by knowing it's an ecchi series, it kind of throws me off a little bit, and I haven't seen it. I've seen Boebu though, and even though I love the first season, the second one was kind of boring, and the third one, it felt even flatter than the second one for me. And even though it has new characters and everything, it made me excited at the start. I don't know. I feel like the first season of Boebu was so good, and then it couldn't keep the momentum. But in general, yeah, I like the idea of having magical boys. Like in Shugokana, for example, they were very nice, but it's just not my favorite thing. My favorite thing is magical girls. So yeah, I think magical boys existing is nice, but not my favorites. Now for the next question, done by Miraculous Precure. What is your favorite Precure transformation item? This is very hard. The Star Twinkle transformation item is really beautiful. I love it. Like with having all the constellations and the star sign symbols, it's really nice. I like the pink color of it. The happiness charge transformation item was very nice as well. The rotating thing in the phone, it was cute and it looked like a disco ball. It was very nice. And I feel like my favorite, I'm gonna have to go back to another season I'm always mentioning, but my favorite transformation item is going to have to be the sweet transformation item. It's so beautiful, and I love how it shines when the girls are starting to transform. It's so beautiful, and I like how the tone, the fairy tones, they lock into it. It's so nice. So yeah, the sweet one is going to be my favorite. So guys, that's it for today. Thank you all so much for sending me so many great questions. Thank you for participating and making me able to do this. I'm very, very thankful and I'm very happy. So if you want to have your question answered, you can leave the comment here. I'm probably going to release the fourth one in June next month. So you can just leave your question here and I'll be sure to answer it in the next Ask Cinnamon video. Anyways, guys, that was it. Please leave a comment and let's keep on talking about all the topics I have talked about. And thank you again for sending me so many great questions. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.